Hey everyone, it's Madeline, and this video is all about what to expect when visiting New Orleans, Louisiana. The Big Easy is a fantastic city full of culture, delicious food, and vibrant nightlife. It's an incredible city to visit, and we think there are a few things you should know before you head out on your trip. If you find this video helpful, be sure to give it a like, and if you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. Our subscribers help shape our future adventures. If you stick around until the end of the video, we'll discuss our must-dos for first-time visitors in New Orleans. Let's get started. Know before you go. New Orleans is located in southeastern Louisiana along the Mississippi River. The Louis Armstrong International Airport is the primary airport serving New Orleans. It's located 11 miles west of downtown New Orleans in Kenner, Louisiana. New Orleans has a subtropical climate, which can get quite hot and humid, especially in the summer. Be prepared for high temperatures and humidity if you visit during this time. While New Orleans has public transportation options like buses and streetcars, many visitors find it easiest to get around the city on foot or by using rideshare services like Uber or Lyft. New Orleans has a unique culture when it comes to alcohol and allows for open containers in certain areas of the city, notably in the French Quarter. You can walk around with alcoholic beverages in plastic containers within designated areas. Also, bars, restaurants, and stores can sell alcohol 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The official motto of New Orleans is Laissez le bon temps rouler, a French phrase that translates to let the good times roll. This motto reflects the city's vibrant and festive culture, encouraging people to enjoy life and celebrate the moment. Things to do. Visit the French Quarter. Explore the city's historic heart with its iconic architecture, lively streets, and bustling atmosphere. Don't miss Jackson Square, St. Louis Cathedral, the French Market, and Bourbon Street with its vibrant bars and restaurants. The French Market. The French Market in New Orleans is a lively spot brimming with local flavor, where you can find everything from fresh produce to unique souvenirs. Nestled in the heart of the French Quarter, it stretches across 6 bustling blocks filled with food vendors, artisan crafts, and live entertainment. It's a great place to soak up the city's vibrant culture and pick up some one-of-a-kind finds. Be sure to stop in for praline beignets at Loretta's. Visit Jackson Square. Explore this historic park surrounded by iconic landmarks like St. Louis Cathedral. Street performers, musicians, and artists fill the square and add to the lively atmosphere. Live music. New Orleans is famous for its jazz and blues music scene. Frenchman Street is a popular area for jazz clubs, but you can find live music on most street corners. Visit the New Orleans Jazz Museum to learn about the importance of music in New Orleans. Eat great food. New Orleans is one of the best food cities in the United States. Try classic Creole and Cajun dishes like gumbo, jambalaya, and beignets. Visit local eateries such as Commander's Palace, Café du Monde, or Mother's Restaurant. Some of our favorite meals came from Café Reconcile, Parkway Tavern, and Gris. We have a video dedicated to must-eat foods in New Orleans, and we'll link that in the description below. Swamp tours. Experience the unique ecosystem of the Louisiana swamps with a guided tour. Explore the wildlife and learn about the area's history and ecology. Cemetery tours. New Orleans has some of the most elaborate and historic cemeteries in the United States. Join a guided tour to learn about the city's above-ground burial practices and the stories of the people buried there. One of the most distinctive features of New Orleans cemeteries is the prevalence of above-ground tombs and mausoleums. This tradition originated from the city's high water table, which made traditional below-ground burials impractical. The above-ground tombs are often ornate and elaborate, reflecting the status and wealth of the deceased and their families. Famous cemeteries include St. Louis Cemetery No. 1 and Lafayette Cemetery No. 1. Mardi Gras World. Get a behind-the-scenes look at the famous Mardi Gras celebration with a visit to Blaine Kern's Mardi Gras World. See floats being made and learn about the history and traditions of this iconic event. Mardi Gras is such an important part of New Orleans culture, and we love taking a tour to learn more and get the opportunity to walk amongst the Mardi Gras floats. Visit the Garden District. Stroll through this picturesque neighborhood known for its beautiful mansions and lush gardens. Don't miss the historic Lafayette Cemetery No. 1 or the renowned Commander's Palace restaurant. We did a self-guided tour through the Garden District, but you can book a tour guide to take you through the neighborhood and teach you about the historic homes and the people who once lived there. A riverboat cruise. Enjoy a leisurely cruise along the Mississippi River on a traditional steamboat. View the city skyline and learn about the river's importance to New Orleans' history and economy. Visit New Orleans museums. New Orleans is home to museums of all shapes and sizes. Explore the city's rich cultural heritage at institutions like the New Orleans Museum of Art, the National World War II Museum, or one of the city's smaller museums like the Pharmacy Museum or the Voodoo Museum. Ride on a streetcar. Hop on one of the city's historic streetcars, such as the St. Charles Avenue line, for a scenic ride through charming neighborhoods like the Garden District and Uptown. City Park. Spend a relaxing day in City Park, one of the nation's oldest urban parks. Enjoy attractions like the New Orleans Museum of Art, the Sidney and Walda Besthoff Sculpture Garden, and the picturesque Botanical Garden. We also recommend stopping by the Café du Monde location in City Park. The line was shorter and the atmosphere in the park added a little extra charm to the experience. Haunted tours. Ghost tours in New Orleans take visitors through the city's haunted history, featuring sites such as the La Laurie Mansion and Bourbon Orleans Hotel in the French Quarter. These tours often include stops at iconic cemeteries such as St. Louis Cemetery No. 1, where stories of Voodoo Queen, Marie Laveau, and other historical figures come to life. These tours offer a unique glimpse into New Orleans' rich cultural heritage and supernatural lore. Frenchmen Street. Experience the local music scene on Frenchmen Street, where you'll find an eclectic mix of jazz clubs, bars, and music venues offering live performances every night of the week. Located just outside the French Quarter, it offers an authentic experience of New Orleans music, with numerous clubs featuring jazz, blues, reggae, and more. The Sazerac House. Take a free tour of the Sazerac House to learn a little more about the history of New Orleans' official cocktail. You'll also learn more about cocktail culture in New Orleans and how they keep traditions alive through popular beverages. Take a cooking class. Learn to cook authentic Creole and Cajun cuisine with a hands-on cooking class. Local chefs will teach you secrets behind classic dishes so you can recreate them at home. The food in New Orleans is very much entwined with the city's culture, and learning more about the cuisine will enhance your experience. Bike tours. Explore New Orleans on 2 wheels with a guided bike tour. Pedal through historic neighborhoods along the Mississippi River and to iconic landmarks while learning about the city's history and culture. Magazine Street. Magazine Street is a vibrant 6-mile stretch known for its eclectic mix of boutiques, restaurants, and antique shops. From the Garden District to Uptown, it's a favorite spot for locals and visitors looking to experience the city's unique charm and diverse offerings. Whether you're in the mood for shopping, dining, or simply strolling, Magazine Street has something for everyone. Festivals and events. Check out New Orleans' calendar of events for festivals celebrating everything from music and food to culture and heritage. Highlights include the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, the French Quarter Festival, and of course Mardi Gras, which typically takes place in February or March. Where to stay? The French Quarter. The French Quarter is undoubtedly the most famous neighborhood in New Orleans. And if your goal is to stay near tourist attractions like the French Market, Jackson Square, and Bourbon Street, then this is a great option for you. You'll find famous hotels like the Hotel Monteleone, known for their carousel bar. However, there are several smaller hotel options throughout the quarter. Many of the hotels in this area are older due to the nature of the architecture in the neighborhood. And the French Quarter tends to be noisier, with visitors looking to party during the wee hours of the morning. So if you want to avoid crowds, this may not be the best option for you. The Garden District. You'll find numerous boutique hotels and bed and breakfasts in the Garden District. Hotel St. Vincent is an excellent option in this area, as is the Pontchartrain Hotel. Here you can rent out entire historic mansions or an Airbnb to give you a more local feeling to your stay. You may want to rent a car if staying in this area or plan on taking ride shares to get to more tourist attractions. But the Garden District's historic charm and laid-back pace can't be beat. The Central Business District. Located adjacent to the French Quarter, the Central Business District is where you'll find skyscrapers and most of the chain hotels in the city. Due to the proximity of attractions like the Sazerac House and the Superdome, this is another popular area to stay. You'll find high-end options like the Roosevelt Hotel and the Windsor Court, and more budget-friendly options like the JW Marriott or the Hyatt Regency. As I mentioned at the start of the video, we'll now discuss our must-dos for first-time visitors in New Orleans. I think I'd have to say my must-do would have to be the Blaine Kern's Mardi Gras World. Especially if you can't be there during Mardi Gras, it gives you a little taste of the festival. And our tour was amazing. The guide had so much information for us. And then at one point on the tour, you're just sort of set free in the space, and you can walk up close to all the different floats and the different props that go on the floats. So I just think it really gives you a good look at what goes into making Mardi Gras possible. You know, you can see the parades and videos and probably on TV, but really learning every detail that goes into throwing such a massive party is pretty incredible. And it's hard probably to visit during Mardi Gras. So to be able to get a little taste of it while you're there, I just think it was a really fun opportunity.
I think if you're visiting New Orleans for the first time, the temptation is to go straight to Bourbon Street, start drinking. And I think a lot of folks kind of fall into that trap of New Orleans is Bourbon Street. Get outside of Bourbon Street. You're in one of the best food cities in the entire world. Go find amazing chef-owned restaurants. Eat some of the best food of your life. It's such a great food scene. I just think it's a mistake that people make where it's, I'm going to New Orleans just to party, and that party scene right there on Bourbon Street and around that, there's so much more to the city. So don't make the mistake of thinking Bourbon Street is New Orleans.
If you want to see more from our adventures in New Orleans, click right here. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.